Is there a pointer also?
Well, you know, you just use the arrows. You see the arrows on the computer. You see the the back and forth arrows. Yes. Just
No,
use
I know
that.
to move the pictures, but like an arrow is a pointer?
Oh, I don't think.
If not, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Ellen, and the name of my speech is "Don't Get Caught in the Grip of the Rip" and How to Escape a Rip Current. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration designated June 1st through the 7th as Rip Current Awareness Week to coincide with the start of the summer vacation. So, before I begin, I'd like to ask all of you a question. With a show of hands, how many of you plan on swimming in the ocean this summer? So that's quite a few of you. Okay, all of you are at risk of getting caught in a rip current. So, having said that, not to totally put a damper on your summer vacation, this presentation is about informing you about rip currents, how they are formed, how to identify one, how to avoid one, and most importantly, how to escape one. Okay, so according to the U.S. Lifeguard Association, rip currents are one of the most dangerous natural hazards in the world. In the U.S. alone, 80% of lifeguard rescues are from rip currents. This is just a picture of a beach, and to show how often rip currents occur, this is just the red arrows indicate 4 rip currents right there, right around just this designated area. So they occur actually every day almost. It depends on the strength of them. Okay. So, first of all, what is a rip current? A rip current is, according to National Geographic, a rip current is a forceful flow of water from the shoreline back to the beach. Back to the open sea. Rip currents can be as wide as 100 feet, but more typically they're about less than 30 feet wide. They can travel about 5 miles per hour, and rip currents should not be confused with undertows. Undertows actually pull you under the water. Rip currents pull you out to sea. Rip currents can also occur almost on any beach with breaking waves, including the Great Lakes. So that brings us to how are rip currents formed. Rip currents are formed by the beach's topography, meaning the surface areas such as sandbars, jetties, reefs, and piers. Now, I have a diagram to show you. So let's just say that there is a sandbar somewhere out here. So what happens is the sandbar, which is a mound of sand, it's like a bar of sand, and what happens is when the waves recede back, the sandbar keeps the waves from going back out to sea. So what happens, these waves come around, like here. They're then called feeder waves. These feeder waves run along the shoreline, find an opening, which then creates the rip current. The strength of the waves determines the strength of the rip current. So if you have strong waves, and it's a very rough ocean, you're going to have a heck of a rip current that goes perpendicular to the shoreline. Okay. All right. Okay, so that brings us to, it's important to know how to spot a rip current. If you see a channel of churning, choppy water, or murky, different colored water, a line of foam, seaweed, or debris flowing in a steady, moving steadily out to sea, or a break in the incoming wave pattern, one or all of these can be identified as a rip current, or indicative of a rip current. Oh good, my video's working. Okay, this is a time-lapse video. Obviously this is not the Jersey Shore, but as you can see to the right of the screen, the water is a different color. This is a rip current. And there's a break in the waves. You see how the waves are coming in on either side? There's a break in the waves. The rip current is going out to sea. And where's that little surfer guy? There he is. Okay, just a little fun fact. surfers can take advantage of rip currents. What they do is they coast along the rip current on their board. This way they don't have to paddle out to sea. So they conserve energy that way. All right, so what to do if you're caught in a rip current. All right, first thing, remain calm. You need to conserve your energy. If you don't conserve your energy, you're going to get fatigued. Do not fight the current. Even the best Olympic swimmer cannot outswim a rip current, a strong one. You need to swim. This guy got caught in the rip current, but he swam. He must have seen this speech. Okay, so here's the shoreline. You get caught in the rip current. And by the way, a rip current can take you a couple 100 feet out to sea within a matter of seconds. So he's out here, realizes it, he turns, he's swimming parallel to the shoreline. Once he's out of the rip current, what he does is he starts swimming at an angle back to shore. If you can't swim back, if you're panicking and you don't know what to do, you're scared, what you should do is try to stay afloat and tread water calmly. Face the shore, wave your arms, and yell for help. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Okay, so helping others. If you see someone else that's caught in a rip current, don't jump in and try to save someone. Get help from a lifeguard. Have someone call 911. If you can, throw the victim something like a life jacket, a cooler, or a beach ball, and yell instructions on how to escape. Sadly, approximately 100 deaths per year occur as a result of rip currents. People are pulled into rip currents and unable to stay afloat and swim to shore, usually due because they panic, they're exhausted, they're scared, or they lack swimming skills. So, some good news, how to avoid a rip current. Learn how to swim. If you have no business in an ocean if you can't swim. Check before you go to the beach with the National Weather Service for forecasts and the local weather conditions, local beach conditions, and never swim alone and only swim on lifeguard protected beaches. And also look for posted signs and warning flags. So, in summary, what have you learned today? You know how rip currents are formed, you know how to identify one, you know how to avoid one, but more importantly, you know how to escape a rip current to stay safe. Remember, you can't outswim a rip current, but you can swim out of one. With this knowledge, you can avoid the grip of the rip and enjoy a great day at the beach. Stay safe.
Down to the final four, I think.